Hi, I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode, and we are here for round number 4 for the Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Autodrome for a very wet Friday practice session. But first of all guys, a small disclaimer regarding this episode. Now, I do apologise for it not going out yesterday, and there probably won't be an episode tomorrow, I don't think, because at the moment I'm currently in exams. This week I've had an exam 4 out of the 5 days this week, and I've got my final one tomorrow, so I've just found it hard to really make time for the videos towards the latter end of this week. So I'm probably expecting once Saturday rolls around, we'll be back on the videos daily, and for as long as I can possibly pump them out for. Basically, this is basically like a daily upload channel now for a daily career mode. It's just sometimes life can get in the way. So like I said, this will be probably the episode going out on Friday, and then there won't be one until... Oh, sorry, no, this will go out on Thursday, probably today, and then there won't be another episode until Saturday, probably. So I do apologise for that guys, but life does get in the way. Like I said, I'm in exams. Also, a small disclaimer for this episode, the entire thing's going to be post-commentated because I had a small issue with the live commentary with my audio messing up. My headset messed up basically, and the audio sounds really weird. I am going to buy hopefully a new mic coming up soon on Black Friday, which should hopefully really improve the quality of the audio in these videos. But until then, I've got to stick with my current headset, which also is getting a bit old now. I think it's nearly like 2 years old now, and also it's like cracked in 3 places, so it's time to get an upgrade of sorts. So yeah, I am working on improving the channel all the time guys, so hopefully you do look forward to that. But we are going to focus on this race weekend, and hopefully a rare post-commentated episode. Hopefully I don't do too bad. But anyway, let's focus on as you can see on Saturday now for qualifying, and we did practice, got purple pretty much in all the practice programs, and jumping into qualifying, Q1 very successful on the super soft compound tyres, then Q2 on the ultras also very successful, not as good as expected, but still we are going to get through to Q3. However, I did notice all weekend long I had issues with the front end of the car. I don't know why. I had a hell of a lot of understeer. The car and the front end just didn't want to bite into the tarmac. A big issue I had, and I tried various setups across the weekend, but nothing really worked for me. So it's a bit of a big mystery going into this Q3 session now, so we'll have to wait and see what happens as we now start our lap, our best lap of the session, should I say, flat out through turn 1 obviously, and then into turn 2, 100 meter ball down to 4th gear, use all the track and curbing available whilst keeping it within the track limits, and then through turn 3, absolutely flat out through here, absolutely no worries whatsoever, and then into the next right hander of turn 4. You want to brake just as the curb approaches on the left hand side, and very importantly get good exit speed out of here as we now go down to the first sector split and brake just underneath that sort of little ball that sticks out on the fence there for 4th gear for turn number 5, and then flat out through the kink of turn 6 into turn 7. Tricky corner this one. I just turned in too late, missed my apex, and that probably cost me about a tenth and a half there, just getting a really poor line. Then also through the next left hander, also a pretty shaky line through there, so I probably lost about 2.5 tenths through that section, just not really optimizing my line. But meanwhile, nice run through the next right hander as we go out onto the back straight. DRS wide open at the moment, and now we're going to come into the major braking zone, and you want to brake just bang on the 100 meter ball on the left hand side right about now, down to 3rd gear, pick up the apex, and then swing the car left under the bridge for the next left hander, and basically now get ready for a sequence of 90-degree corners until the end of the lap, starting with this off camber left hander. Very tricky corner as we now go into this next right one, though we lose the back end just a bit and probably lose about another couple of tenths there, which isn't ideal as we go into the final 2 corners here. And overall I think we've left a little bit of time on the table this lap, but no more time to improve, and unfortunately across the line it's not going to be a spectacular lap by any means, and it's only P7, so a disappointing qualifying performance here in Sochi. And once again just reaffirming that I didn't have no front end on that car. I know it seems like that I didn't have no back end, but to me it felt like the front end wasn't sticking. So yeah, just a bit of an unbalance in the setup. Meanwhile Hamilton smashed it with the P2 there, so it just goes to show how well his car's working. But 7th place, a whole second off the pace, and we probably could have, if we hooked up that perfectly, probably got 5th place and got ahead of the Red Bulls. But even still, like, the Force Indians look absolutely untouchable around here at the minute. So we've got some big question marks going into the race on Sunday. But either way, that is going to be the story of qualifying, and we are going to now move into Sunday for the race for round number 4 of the season for the Russian Grand Prix. Right, so here we are then on Sunday for race day for the Russian Grand Prix, and obviously starting from P7 on the grid. Disappointing qualifying, as you just saw, and hopefully we can try and turn the race around. Now, I will say, you will notice in the actual video length itself is obviously a bit shorter than a normal video, and that's because obviously there is the uniqueness of the live commentary, where I obviously speak about a lot of curious things along the race. You sort of lose that when I post commentate, because I also can't remember what I said in particular moments, and also what exactly I was talking about, what was happening. So the video will be more condensed into just major highlights, basically, hence why the video length is a bit shorter. But nevertheless, let's focus on the race now, and you can see how much you can see Raikkonen on screen, all the big boys all up the sharp end of the grid, and we're starting from 7th place. Basically, you can see here's the race strategy, so you can see it one stop onto super softs and overfueling the car a little bit to try and be a little bit more on the safer side for the fuel. But without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the race here from Russia. So here we go. Hopefully we can have a good start. We're going to gear up to the 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out and away we go for round 4 of the season. It's a pretty average start actually, and the first phase was poor, second phase very good. Nico Hülkenberg off to a fly. There's contact between Verstappen and Hülkenberg, just about. They keep the car facing in the right direction. So you now go 3 wide into turn 2 here. Hülkenberg locks up, so does Verstappen. Everybody locking up, also myself. We just squeeze out the inside of Verstappen. We get boxed in behind Nico Hülkenberg as we go through turn 3 around the outside of Max Verstappen, and now all over the gearbox of the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. He's had a fantastic start as we got the inside of the German here through this right hander, getting the move done, just squeezing him out on the apex, and we're up into P6. So good start to the race, recovering from a poor start there, and getting past the German and also Max Verstappen there. But now we're all over the back of Daniel Ricciardo. Can we possibly try and make a move here past the Honey Badger and try and get past him? Also, we've got to figure out what the car feels like, see how it's going so far in this early stage. Hamilton there, you can see up the road in P4, so he's had a poor start from P2 down to P4, and both of them Force Indias in 2nd and 3rd place, so fantastic stuff for them there, and they'll be very, very happy with that one. But Raikkonen still leads the way for Roy. But here we go onto the back straight now, and no DRS just yet, but we have got a huge slipstream on Ricciardo. We are going to dummy to the outside and feint to the inside for the next right-hander here. Can we get the move on the brakes? Just about. Ricciardo's going to keep his nose in there as we go around the outside of him through the left-hander. Lovely move, and we pull it off, and we're up into P5. So very nice move so far. But now we've got a yellow flag, and it's Lewis Hamilton, I think, who's retired from the race. Yes, it is. Lewis Hamilton out of the Russian Grand Prix, and that is a big issue for us, and also for me as a team, because obviously that means that the reliability still isn't good enough on this car, and an engine failure after 4 races is very, very concerning. So Hamilton out of the race here in Russia. Meanwhile, you can see that Ocon has overtaken Sergio Perez, so both of the Force Indians switching places here, and this is giving me a chance to actually catch up to Sergio Perez. The pace hasn't been great, I'm not going to lie. We are struggling to match this front 3. We've just about caught up to Perez now on lap 7, but obviously it's going to be a challenge to overtake him here. We are going to have a look at the inside of turn 1, but we think better of it. But we are going to get a nice run through this, into turn 2. We are going to get a nice run and exit out turn 2 into turn 3. Keeping it in rich mix here, flat out through this long swooping bend. We are going to try and have a look up the inside, but we think better of it again. Just getting so close to Sergio Perez here, so there could be a move on the cards very soon. But like I said, disappointing that Hamilton retires, and that's going to mean less points for us as a constructor, so we need to try and get some points back for the team here today. But here we go, then getting the DRS wide open on Perez. We're going to pull to the inside, and we're just going to get it down the inside on the brakes on my former team, and the man who replaced me in the Pink Panther outfit. And we go around the outside of Perez, carbon copy move of the one we did on Daniel Ricciardo, and we're into 3rd place now and into a podium position, thanks to obviously the retirement and the overtakes we've made. And then a few laps later on lap 10, it's time for the first round and only round of pit stops here in this race. Coming in for of the super soft compound tyres, Esteban Ocon and also Kimi Raikkonen both in the pit lane ahead of me here. So unfortunately, I was hoping they'd come in on lap 11 as that was a scheduled pit stop lap. So I was hoping to come in on lap 10 and try and undercut them, but they seem to have the same idea as me, and they both pit on the exact same lap. So yeah, now the question is, where are we going to rejoin, obviously, in amongst this pack, because there's a lot of cars driving past. Raikkonen's got some fairly clean air, but the question is, can we catch Ocon from here until the end of the Grand Prix? Do we have the pace? That's the question. So far, we're in a podium position, which is very, very good. But like I said, we're still struggling for the pace here. Meanwhile, here's Sergio Perez, and he actually went for the undercut last lap. He's going to try and go for the move here and go around the outside of me. He's on nice, warm, super soft compound tires. I'm going to squeeze him out, but he's having absolutely none of it. and he's going to keep his nose on the inside as we go into turn 3 here. And Perez going up the inside, better racing line, makes the move and takes the position. But for now, I'm going to go straight back up the inside at turn 4. Side-by-side action here with my former team, and Perez really showed me which team is the better one here as he tries to go around the outside, but I just put my nose in there and this time squeeze him out on the exit and don't let him through, and he's looking left, right and centre for a move, but no way for him to pass, and we managed to stay ahead of Perez for now. However, we have got a DRS zone coming up. He's going to be very close to the back of us, but luckily we do have Pascal Verlan just up the road. The question is, can we nab some DRS from him? And I think, yes, we have. We've just got some DRS off of Pascal Verlan, so that's going to help us out. An absolute treat onto this back straight. Now I believe Sebastian Vettel is joining in on the party just behind on the ultra soft compound tires, and here comes Sergio Perez this time to my left hand side. He's going to try and go for the move on the brakes. I'm going to go and hold the inside line, just about upbrake Sergio Perez and hold on to P11 there, and keep the Mexican behind me who almost pulled off the undercut because he pit at the end of lap 9. So Perez, very, very risky and bold strategy, but making it work there. But now all over the back of Pascal Verlan here in the slow Sauber, and we're just going to go for the lunge into the penultimate corner here and make light work of the German, hopefully to try. That will help me out in terms of pulling away from Perez and Sebastian Vettel. And now right behind Lance Stroll, the Williams driver, who is also on super soft compound tyres, but obviously he's 12 laps older than mine. So here we go then, DRS wide open through turn 1 now into turn 2. He's going to go defensive actually, but we're going to go to the inside anyway and make the move. A little bit of contact actually, just tapping his right front, but we are going to make the move into P6 nonetheless. And there we go, we're now once again in clean air, so we can crank up the rich mix and try and push as hard as we can. And speaking of pushing as hard as we can here, the pace was actually pretty good in this early phase in the super soft, and you'll see it now as we come across the line fast up at the Grand Prix. But Sergio Perez matches me for fastest at pace, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Perez really on the pace right now. I can't stop him, and I can't shake him off. I can't get him outside of a second. And meanwhile, we've caught up to Felipe Massa also on superstars as we dive it up the inside of the penultimate corner there, just like we did at Pascal Verlan, and we take P4. But Raikkonen and Ocon still pushing up front here, and also Magnussen on supers also in P3. We are going to make a lot of work of him though by breezing past with some DRS assistance, but I'm really impressed with the Force Indians. Ocon really got some good pace in P2, and Perez is actually, I think, faster than me, to be honest with you, because he's just sticking with me all the time. And here he comes now, incredible overspeed from Perez. He's actually going to go to the inside and go for the move into turn 2. I'm going to hold it right on the outside and just about hold on to the position there, but this podium is becoming under major threat now because Perez is hungry for those 15 points. And here he goes this time on the back straight. He actually breezes past me way before the brake zone, but I'm going to have to try and go around the outside underneath the bridge and try and go for the move. Perez leaving me just about enough room, and we are going to just slip past and hold on to third place for a little bit longer. But Perez hustling and harrying me at the moment, and it's all just action at the moment here at Sochi. Now once again here comes Sergio Perez to the inside. I'm just going to hold the outside line. Perez actually locks up, and I just switch back underneath him beautifully there. Liquid maneuver, and very, very nice stuff to see. Then we just slip underneath him beautifully. But once again, the very next lap, Perez giving me no respite. Here he comes once again up the inside into turn 2. I'm just going to slip back underneath and do the exact same move, even though Perez didn't lock up. A carbon copy of the last one, and we still hold on. And it's incredible how much we're defending against Perez here. His straight line speed is incredible, and mine obviously due to a worn engine now, full race with this engine, I'm struggling. This time on lap 24, Perez goes to the outside and just about pulls it off and actually makes it work. So fair play to him, and he actually made the move work, to be fair. So very nice move there from the Mexican. And actually after that I wasn't able to keep up with his pace, and we would have to settle for P4 unfortunately. So no podium for us in this race. Kimi Raikkonen wins the Russian Grand Prix ahead of Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez. So Perez's first podium back in Formula 1 after a few years out, so he'll be very happy with that one. We come home in best of the rest in P4, but overall for us as a constructor, Hamilton DNF from the race, that's very disappointing for us because obviously we missed out on a lot of points. And Raikkonen top step of the podium for the prancing horse once again, and 2 Pink Panthers to either side. So disappointing one. Really impressed. Like I said, I'm almost shocked at Force India's pace. I know I brought them up and I made them competitive, but I can make them faster than what they are. But the fact that the AI would pull in that pace out of the bag just goes to show that car's pretty damn quick. So fair play to him. But as you can see, looking now at the final race results after that race, and like I said, Raikkonen wins ahead of Ocon and Perez. I come home in fourth ahead of Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo then, both of the Red Bulls, and then Sebastian Vettel P7 after starting from P10 on the grid, and then Nick Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat in his home race ran out the point scoring positions there. But in terms of obviously going further down in the order, the only major thing to point out in this one is the fact that obviously Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, retired from the Grand Prix, as you'll see now in a moment, confirmed there. Hamilton, the only retirement from the Russian Grand Prix, so he'll be disappointed with that one, and we're going to have to try and bounce back in the next race. As you look at the driver standings, Raikkonen takes the lead for the first time this season and is now 5 points ahead of me here, and Vettel and Hamilton just starting to drop off slightly, but you could say anyone in that top 8, if they get some upgrades hooked up and a few good races, can actually have a run at the championship. So it's looking very tasty and very promising early on this season, but we do need to try and get to the bottom of our problems with our constant understeer, which was a major issue for me in that race. I just couldn't find any grip on the front end. So overall, now looking at the constructors, you can see that Ferrari also take the lead in the constructors for the first time in this season. So Ferrari will be very happy with their performance this weekend, and they'll be taking a lot of points back to Maranello, and they'll be very, very happy with that one indeed. But that's going to wrap things up for Russia. We're now going to move into the laptop here. As you can see on screen right now, we are going to purchase level 2 on the gearbox. As you can see, I'm currently highlighting ICE3 because that one does actually lead to an interesting little upgrade, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But as you can see, we are going to go for Gearbox 2 as the upgrade for the next race. But ICE3, basically, if you look at the dots on the left hand side, it actually leads to a major engine upgrade. So that's something that we got our eye on. Also, as I'm highlighting right now, we want to try and get everything on level 2 because that's going to be very, very important indeed. But nevertheless, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. If you have enjoyed it, please do slap a like on the video. Also, subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. And also, please do check out GT Omega in the links down below in the description. And also, check out the videos on screen if you ever missed them by any chance. But other than that, guys, I thank you ever so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye.